Look at the masonry. The bricks are telling stories. Every crater is a calendar date. Let that bass ride. Look. I am walking past the old industrial sector facade, reading the structural blueprints under the eye of God. The bullet hole blueprint is etched in the red clay, documenting every single conflict that we played. I touch a crater in the mortar from a 9mm round, remembering the night the rival crew invaded the ground. That was 1999 when the price of the product rose and the family split apart over the luxury clothes. A little higher on the pillar is a massive jagged tear from a 76 caliber ripping through the air. That mark belongs to the winter of the major corporate shift, when the old connect vanished and the hierarchy drifted. The architecture is a museum of the street war design, tracking the exact evolution of the neighborhood timeline. Every single chip is a paragraph, a pavement law, a permanent installation of the structural project wall. The street life is a casino where the house always win, but the bricks keep a record of the places we've been. The average pedestrian walks by and just sees the decay, but the executive mind can read the tactical display. I name drop the pharaohs who left their marks on the wall before they experienced the tragic institutional fall. They stood right here under the dim municipal light, defending the geographic monopoly in the night. Now their legacy is just a hollow space in the stone, leaving the next generation to navigate the block alone. The alligator coat that's keeping out the morning breeze as I trace the history from the sidewalk to the trees. We don't need a history book to know about the past, when the scars on the building are built to permanently last. The project walls are bleeding with the memories of the youth, exposing the raw reality of the ultimate truth. The matrix is visual, and the matrix is trapped in the brick, recording the precise moments when the environment got thick. The bullet hole blueprint is a map of the survival rate, calculated by the local operators of the state. Jay-Z style lyricism blessing the track with the blueprint, leaving a permanent philosophical and historical footprint. The world is a mirror of the choices we made, watching the progress that their ancestors played. I step away from the masonry and look at the whole block, answering the predictable ticking of the judicial clock. The sun is hitting the craters, making the shadows stand out, a visual representation of what the hustle is about. I get inside the mansion interior luxury vehicle seat, leaving the architectural museum of the street. The empire is stable, but the history remains, breaking the illusion of the psychological chains. The walls remember everything. Every single caliber left a signature. Read the blueprint carefully. Let the beat fade out. Fade out. Ho. Order everything on the menu. The finest wine, the highest grade steak. Tomorrow we face the judge, but tonight we eat like emperors. Let that bass ride. Look. Yeah. I am sitting at a 5-star restaurant corner table spot, spending the illicit capital while the block is hot. A massive culinary feast funded by the drug trade, celebrating every single calculated move we made. The white tablecloth is immaculate, the crystal is clear, while the shadow of the federal courthouse is hovering near. We are ordering the lobster tails and the premium Wagyu beef, transforming the street hustler into a corporate chief, knowing deep in the soul this might be the final supper plate before the jury returns to decide our institutional fate. The champagne is flowing flowing like a river of pure golden light, sparkling under the chandeliers of the city night. My captains are all present, wearing the finest silk threads, refusing to let the anxiety take over our heads. We laugh about the pursuits and the millions we acquired, living out a lifestyle that the neighborhood admired. Let the neighborhood admire. Yo, the street life is a casino where the house always wins. But tonight we toast to the beautiful trajectory we've been. The feds are probably watching from a vehicle parked outside, recording the final moments of our legendary pride. I name dropped the pharaohs who sat at this identical table before the state disruption made the enterprise unstable. They toasted to the freedom with the crystal glasses high under the great tint of the municipal sky. Now they are eating prison food out of a plastic tray, paying for the choices that they made along the way. But the executive mind doesn't panic under the strain. We find the premium luxury in the middle of the pain. I passed $100 bills to the waiter with a smile, knowing that my legal team is filing the appeal file. The alligator coat is draped across the leather chair, taking the internal project spirit to a silent prayer. The matrix is closing in, but the appetite is still grand, commanding the respect of the finest establishments in the land. The felony feast is a ritual of the corporate street king, listening to the song that the desert wind sings. We chew on the expensive delicacies and we drink the wine, defeating the depression of the judicial timeline. Jay-Z style lyricism, blessing the track with the blueprint, leaving a permanent philosophical and historical footprint. The world is a mirror of the choices we made, watching the progress that the ancestors play. Tomorrow the gavel falls and the reality turns cold, but tonight the story of the enterprise is being told. I wipe the mouth with the linen napkin and I stand up tall, ready for the arrival of the ultimate structural war. The bill is taken care of, the legacy is completely set, a night of pure excellence that the block will never forget. Check please. Paid in full with the street revenue. Enjoy the meal, gentlemen. Tomorrow we walk. Let the beat fade out, fade out, fade out, fade out. Let the beat fade out. Look at the flashing lights. They are not even rushing. They know the score already. Let that bass ride. Look. Look. I am looking out the window of the luxury penthouse suite, watching another tragic presentation on the pavement street. The red and blue reflections are dancing on the brick wall, signaling the definitive conclusion of a Pharaoh fall. The young shooter is down and the crowd is starting to form, a regular recurrence in the middle of the ghetto storm. But notice the choreography of the emergency crew, doing exactly what the code system taught them to do. The paramedic paces a slow and an indifferent stride, with no sense of urgency for the body on the street side. They grab the stretcher box like they are walking in the park, leaving the block permanently frozen in the dark. They don't run, they don't sprint, they just shuffle their feet, cause they know the cold metal bullet was exceptionally sweet. The heart monitor is flat before they even open up the door. Another routine casualty of the structural project war. It is a corporate numbness, a clinical approach to the block, answering the predictable ticking of the judicial clock. They see a young king lying in a pool of his own pride, and they just calculate the overtime hours on the ride. The street life is a business where the workers are expendable, leaving the family structure completely undefendable. I name drop the brothers who expired on the cold floor, waiting for the sirens that were hovering outside the door. The ice in their veins matched the ice on the ground, while the emergency vehicle took the long way around. I am a corporate executive with the street perspective clear, understanding the mechanics of the structural system here. The alligator coat is a shield from the societal frost, but it cannot compensate for the youth that we lost. We just a number on a chart in the state office room, a predictable statistic heading straight into the doom. The matrix is indifferent to the survival of the species, leaving the ghetto block shattered into tiny little pieces. The paramedics load the stretcher with a mechanical grace, with no emotion visible on the professional face. They pull the white sheet high to cover up the crown, driving slow through the traffic of the broken industrial town. Style lyricism blessing the track with the blueprint, leaving the permanent philosophical and historical footprint. The world is a mirror of the choices we made, watching the progress that the ancestors played. I step in the matching interior luxury ride, with the sovereign power flowing deep inside. I outgrew the trauma, but the memory is still vivid, watching the system turn a human being completely livid. The block returns to silence as the flashing lights fade, paying the ultimate tax for the decisions we made. They didn't even run the siren on the way out, because there was no pulse to save. Just another day at the office for them. Let the beat fade out. Let the beat fade out. Yeah. Oh. Look at the strip. 10 years later and the scenery is identical, but the face is a ghost. Let that bass ride. Look, I am standing on the corner where the block mathematics began. A young corporate mind with a criminal marketing plan. 10 windows in the trench watching the calendar pages flip, refusing to let the geographic territory slip. But the cost of doing business is exceptionally high under the great tint of the municipal sky. My brother Mike got a quarter century up in the state before he could even calculate the magnitude of his fate. And little Ricky took a slug outside the chicken shack door. Now his name is a t-shirt memory from the project war. I'm looking at the pavement and I'm looking at the wealth, wondering if the hustle is hazardous to my mental health. The rollie on my wrist is a beautiful platinum design, but it cannot reverse the ticking of the corporate timeline. I watch the new generation inherit the same old trap, moving identical product on a broken territory map. I am a corporate executive standing in the urban dirt, masking the immense psychological and emotional hurt. The corner is a curse, a magnetic pull to the ground, keeping the young pharaohs permanently shackled and bound. I am the sole survivor of the 1996 class, watching the remnants of my childhood circle past. They turned into phantoms, vanishing away in the mist, leaving me alone on the neighborhood leaderboard list. I name dropped the legends who were balling out in the park before the federal indictment left the enterprise dark. We used to share the dream of a penthouse view from the top. Now I'm the only one who didn't let the momentum stop. The alligator coat is a shield from the freezing frost, but it cannot compensate for the brothers that I lost. The street life is a casino where the house always win. No matter how many times the roulette wheel spin, I pull the premium cigar smoke deep into the chest, putting my internal stability to the ultimate test. I am a living legend, a monument to the grind, leaving the wreckage of the block far behind. The block is a graveyard masquerading as a gold mine, where the young kings are running out of the design line. I see the reflections of the past in the corner store glass, watching the terrifying project moments pass. The feds to taking notes from the surveillance van roof, hoping to catch the executive without a single proof. But my enterprise is clean and my ledger is straight, escaping the arrival of the judicial gate. Jay-Z style lyricism blessing the track with the truth, documenting the tragic evolution of the project youth. I step in the matching interior luxury ride, with the sovereign power flowing deep inside. I drive away slow from the corner that made me a king, listening to the song that the desert wind sings. The curse cannot hold me, the gravity is starting to break, realizing every single corporate move that I make. The empire is stable, but the ghost is still in the rear, leaving the permanent memory that I hold dear. 10 years on one block, That is a life sentence on your feet. I outgrew the pavement. Hold. Let the beat fade out. Yeah. Look into his eyes. The hand is extended, but the energy is compromised. The undercover waltz. Look. Visualizing the meeting inside the dimly lit cafe space, reconfigured to execute a high-dollar transaction pace. The buyer walks in wearing the throwback sports team jersey, a graphic camouflage designed to hide the lack of mercy. He extends the right palm, looking for a brotherhood shake, but my internal alarm system detects a monumental fate. The skin contact is cold and the pressure is slightly off, while the shadows in the background begin to quietly cough. My gut is twisting hard with a sudden biological signal, knowing the matrix outside is exceptionally big and abyssal. The intuition is screaming that a federal wire is taped tight under the heavy cotton fabric in the middle of the night. A miniature microphone capturing the frequency of the voice, leaving the street soldier with a terrifying tactical choice. Do I complete the exchange or do I walk out the door? Thinking about the rhythm of the structural project war. I smile through the panic, maintaining the sovereign crown, refusing to let the internal anxiety pull the empire down. The undercover waltz is a dance with a masked phantom foe, where a single wrong syllable stops the financial flow. He asks about the weight and he speaks too clear for the tape, trying to construct a layout that leaves no path of escape. I name drop the sports game and I pivot the dialogue stream, defeating the objective of the institutional surveillance scheme. I talk in abstract riddles about the weather and the price, refusing to be caught in the jaws of the judicial vice. Yeah, the luxury of trust is a memory buried in the dust. Learning who to blame and learning who to trust. I remember the legends who ignored the feeling in the soul, ending up as a tragic number on the state corrections roll. They shook the wrong hand and they spoke without the code, carrying the permanent burden of the heavy prison load. The jersey is bulging slightly near the center of his chest, putting my internal psychological stability to the test. I touch his shoulder smoothly, pretending it is a friendly gesture, feeling the hard plastic outline of the hidden federal tester. The music of the street is a symphony of pure deception, where the wrong connection leads to a state prison reception. I pull my hand back slow and I look him dead in the eye, reading the text of the script written by the government spy. I tell him that the package is completely unavailable today, shifting the direction of the dangerous state of play. The disappointment on his face is a testament to the fact that the clean cleaner has avoided the conspiracy pact. Style, lyricism, documenting the chess moves on the block, answering the dangerous ticking of the eternal street clock. The matrix is listening from the ceiling to the floor, but I vanish through the back exit of the kitchen door. I step into the ride and I drive away into the fog, escaping the arrival of the tactical tracking dog. The waltz is over and the strategy was exceptionally right, leaving the undercover asset alone in the freezing night. The street life is a cycle of the power and the grief, turning the emperor back into a cautious neighborhood chief. No audio on the tape, just a clean handshake and a sudden exit. We don't talk for the recording. Let the beat fade out. From the boardrooms to the state correction facilities, the empire is shaking on the outside. Let that bass ride. Look, I am sitting in the 8x10 concrete structural cage, reading the final chapters of a legendary corporate page, counting the gray bricks stacked up to the ceiling light, while my enterprise dissolves in the middle of the night. The hierarchy is broken and the captains are all in fear, because the CEO is locked away indefinitely here. I used to coordinate the shipments from a telephone booth. Now I am just a cautionary tale for the project youth. The lawyers are collecting fees, but they cannot stop the leak as the federal prosecution team reaches the absolute peak. The franchise is crumbling, the franchise is losing ground, while the new competitors take over the industrial town. I watch the paint peel from the institutional steel door, thinking about the millions that I used to hustle for. The roadie is in the government evidence locker room box, answering the predictable ticking of the judicial clocks. The street life is a casino where the house always wins, no matter how many times the roulette wheels spin. The block is a trap, a magnetic pull to the floor, leaving the family structure completely undefendable and poor. I name drop the legends who were balling out in the park before the federal indictment left the enterprise dark. They built a dynasty of gold out of pure street grit, but they never learned how to corporate it or how to quit. Now the young shooters are reckless, they don't know the rules, tearing down the legacy like uneducated fools. They trade the supreme wisdom for a quick $100 bill, ruining the stability of the enterprise value will. I am a corporate executive standing in the prison dust, learning who to blame and learning who to trust. The alligator code is a memory from the past timeline as I navigate the restrictions of the state design. The matrix is alive and the matrix is outside my reach, teaching a lesson that the street corners could never teach. The empire outside is a memory in the gray mist, while my name stays on the federal priority list. But the mind is a sovereign territory you cannot lock, even when the physical reality is completely shocked. I sketch the new blueprints inside of the brain cells, finding the power in the middle of the institutional hells. Jay-Z style lyricism, blessing the track with the truth, documenting the tragic evolution of the project youth. I am a living monument to the corporate grind, leaving the wreckage of the pavement far behind. The sun begins to rise on the concrete floor structure, reflecting on the magnitude of the business rupture. The waltz is over and the waltz is a ghost, but the king stays standing at the executive post. The blocks on the wall don't add up to the money lost, but the intellect stays intact. Let the beat fade out. Let the beat fade out. Look at the dining room. 10 place settings, 10 empty seats. The price of the plea bargain. Let that bass ride. Look, I am sitting at the head of a mahogany banquet hall table, looking at a family dynasty that is no longer stable. 10 custom leather chairs are completely vacant tonight, under the brilliant glow of the expensive crystal light. The finest porcelain plates are untouched by human hands, a tragic illustration of our failed architectural plans. Each empty seat represents a captain who lost his heart, allowing the federal prosecutors to tear the empire apart. They sat in the government room and they held a generic pen, trading decades of brotherhood just to see the sun again. The silverware is gleaming, but the atmosphere is freezing cold, as the history of our legendary operation is being sold. I ordered the vintage champagne for a celebration toast, but I am the only executive remaining at the post. The silence in the room is louder than a stadium crowd, shrouding the legacy of the Pharaoh in a dark cloud. street life. The street life is a casino where the house always went, and the empty table ensemble showed you where the eras begin. I name dropped the brothers who used to occupy the right side before the fear of a life sentence destroyed their personal pride. They used to talk about loyalty until their handcuffs clicked tight, vanishing into the system in the middle of the night. Yeah, now they see to just ghosts in the luxury mansion space, leaving the CEO to face the entire conspiracy case. The alligator coat is draped over my sovereign throne, reflecting on the reality of being completely alone. They think they bought their freedom with the statements they signed, but they left a permanent psychological prison inside the mind. The food is getting cold, but the intellect stays sharp and clear, navigating the structural traps of the judicial system here. I look at the empty chairs and I calculate the cost, realizing the true magnitude of the empire that we lost. The matrix demands a sacrifice when the enterprise grows grand, reaching into the hierarchy of the most powerful in the land. The empty table ensemble is a masterclass in the grief, turning the multi-millionaire back into a cautious chief. Documenting the corporate street pain, finding the ultimate wisdom while standing inside the rain. I don't curse their names and I don't look for revenge today. I just study the strategic moves of the federal agency play. The legal team is working to ensure the foundation survive, keeping the remaining assets of the dynasty alive. I pour a single glass of wine and I drink it all alone, accepting the heavy burden of the independent throne. The world is a mirror of the choices that the mind can select, commanding the final pieces of my sovereign self-respect. I stand up from the table and I walk out into the mist, knowing that my own bloodline remains on the priority list. 10 signatures, 10 empty seats, but the head of the table stays standing. Hove, let the beat fade out. Roll the window up. The ceramic film is the shield. Separate the corporate from the concrete. Let that bass ride. Look, I am sitting in the back of the customized four-wheel drive, watching the ecosystem of the corner struggle to stay alive. The dark ceramic tint is filtering the harsh afternoon sun, providing the perfect protection from the look of the smoking gun. I can see every single transaction manifest on the pavement floor, without ever opening up the heavy reinforced vehicle door. The young boys are flashing the rows of the federal paper green, while I monitor the mathematics of the entire regional scene. It is a beautiful detachment, a luxury buffer from the zone, turning the street king into a pharaoh on a rolling throne. The glass is 5% dark, so the outside world is a ghost, while I remain hidden safely at the executive command post. I see my old self standing by the fire hydrant down the way, risking a decade of freedom for a single productive day. But the trajectory is shifted and the blueprint is totally clear, moving the global operation far away from the local fear. The street life is a casino where the house always wins, but the tinted viewpoint shows you exactly where to begin. The local lookers are staring at the glossy metallic paint, trying to catch a glimpse of a sinner or a modern saint, but the reflection just mirrors back the image of their own plight, leaving the interior layout completely hidden from their sight. I name drop the pharaohs who stepped out of the ride too fast, falling victim to the traps that the federal agencies cast. They wanted the applause, they wanted the neighborhood crowd to see, paying for the temporary validation with a massive conspiracy fee. But hope stays anonymous, lounging on the Italian leather seat, adjusting the temperature gauges to escape the humidity heat. The engine is purring smoothly like a predator in the shade, calculating the exact interest on the investments that we made. We don't mix the clean linen with the soot of the project block, answering the predictable ticking of the judicial clock. The matrix is a spectacle and I am viewing it from the suite, a sovereign corporate entity detached from the violent street. The tenant viewpoint is a lesson in the ultimate elevation game, preserving the physical safety and the historical family name. Style, lyricism, blessing the track with the golden rule, using the absolute privacy as a heavy tactical tool. The driver puts the vehicle in drive and we smoothly accelerate, leaving the geographic coordinates of the municipal state. The block fades into a dark blur behind the ceramic sheet as we head toward the helipad where the international elites meet. The world is a mirror of the choices that the mind can make, refusing to participate in the petty territorial stake. The empire is immaculate, the capital is completely legal now, leaving the young project dreamers wondering exactly how. I look out the rear glass as the city skyline begins to shrink, taking another slow sip of the premium luxury drink. 5% tint. They can't see the vision inside. Keep the distance, professional. Hove. Let the beat fade out.
Open up the safety deposit box. What is the inheritance? A weapon and some paper. The cycle continues. Let that bass ride. Look.
I am looking at a heavy steel box in the basement floor, the final financial statement of the structural project war. The lockbox legacy is a code and the tragic sight, passing down the tools of destruction in the middle of the night. Inside the container sits a dirty semi-automatic gun, a lethal instrument inherited from a father to a son, in a small stack of hundreds wrapped in a blue rubber band. The entire net worth of a king in the beautiful land. No real estate properties, no blue chip corporate stock, just a mechanism of violence for the dangerous neighborhood block. The young prince opens up the lid and he stares at the loop, realizing the only path forward is the hustle and shoot. Yeah. The money will dissolve in a matter of a single week, while the state prosecution team reaches the absolute peak. It is a generational curse, masquerading as a gift, leaving the family structure permanently adrift. The street life is a casino where the house always wins, and the lockbox is the place where the nightmares begin. We pass down the liabilities instead of the true wealth, destroying the family legacy and the mental health. I name drop the pharaohs who left the identical box, answering the predictable ticking of the judicial clocks. They thought they were provided for the youth of the block, but they just delivered the sentence to the prison dock. The alligator coat is draped across my shoulders tonight as I write the financial blueprint to correct the plight. We need need to trade the iron barrels for the corporate bond, moving the family assets to the global world beyond. The capital must be clean, the capital must be straight, escaping the arrival of the structural judicial gate. Otherwise the next generation is trapped in the grid, doing identical damage that the ancestors did. The matrix is a loop, and the loop is exceptionally tight, replicating the same errors in the dark city night. The lockbox legacy is a testament to the lack of design, forcing the young bloodline to walk the invisible line. Style lyricism, blessing the track with the blueprint, leaving a permanent philosophical and historical footprint. The world is a mirror of the choices we made, watching the progress that the ancestors played. I close the metal lid with a heavy mechanical click, refusing to let the environment play the ultimate trick. I instruct the young soldiers to elevate the entire mind, leaving the material illusions of the pavement behind. We are building real empires with the properties and land, taking the sovereign control of the future in our hand. The gun is melted down and the paper is invested right, shining a brilliant new light on the industrial night. The cycle is broken and the true dynasty remains, breaking the illusion of the psychological chains. No more dirty pistols for the kids. Leave them a corporation. Instead, change the inheritance. Hove, let the beat fade out.